Hi, my name is Jenny Smith. I want to talk to you today a little bit about my career, which is accounting. My father is a certified public accountant, and as a young child I used to go to his office and pretend to do accounting work. He would let me sort checks by numbers, and I got interested in accounting and the detailed work with numbers. I took accounting in high school and really enjoyed it and decided to pursue it in college also. I went to Ricks College in Rexburg, Idaho, and graduated with my associate degree in accounting. And then I moved to Provo, Utah, and went to Brigham Young University, also majoring in accounting. I have worked as office manager for several different places, and as an accountant for my father's CPA firm for about the last 15 years, and also am doing work as a controller now. I really like accounting because to me it's like doing a puzzle. I like crosswords and puzzles, and accounting is like that in that you need to gather all the information like pieces of a puzzle and put them all together and make a picture out of it. And I can see the different pieces of information that others may not know how they fit together, and I can get the expenses and the income and do journal entries and put all the things together and create a clear picture that people can understand, and I really enjoy doing that. Usually when people find out that I'm an accountant, the first thing they always think about is tax returns. I do a lot of tax returns, prepare probably 150 tax returns every year. And when people ask about tax returns, the most common question that people have and want to have help in is when they are independent contractors. They don't know exactly how to prepare a return with that. Instead of when they're an employee, you get a W-2. An independent contractor gets a 1099 that lists their income and must be reported on a Schedule C, which is a profit and loss statement for businesses. I would say the most important thing when preparing a return for an independent contractor is keeping good records. And that would start at the beginning of the year on January 1st, keeping every receipt, everything that you have relating to that job. Sometimes contract laborers or independent contractors travel from job to job. In this case, they get to deduct a certain amount for each mile that they travel, so it's very important to keep track of miles throughout the year. It's usually 55.5 cents per mile that you can deduct as an expense, and this is supposed to be a figure that the IRS came up with that takes into account repairs and maintenance and gas and stuff for an automobile and the wear and tear on it. Along with mileage, you can also deduct any fees or licenses that you have to have. If you have to get certificates and pay to keep up a license, those are also deductible. An independent contractor can also deduct phone. Most people have cell phones now. That's what people use to get in touch with you for your job. You can usually deduct that for your business. Sometimes you only deduct a part of it because part of it is usually used for personal also. If your job requires you to have continuing education, any fees that you pay for classes would also be deductible. If you have to travel to do courses or additional training, hotels and meals and mileage would all be deductible for that also. Keep in mind that the better the records are and the more detail there are with them, the easier it's going to be to prepare the return. Especially if you have somebody else prepare it, you want to give it to them in the most organized manner. I've received boxes of receipts and information and stuff that's not even in order, bank statements, receipts, credit card stuff that a client will drop off and say, here, figure out my taxes. And they end up with a very high tax bill because it takes a lot of time to sort through that. So if you're going to have somebody else do it or you're doing it yourself, keep very detailed records throughout the year. Keep a calendar of jobs so that you can remember all the things, because you want to make sure you get all the expenses you can into your Schedule C. Independent contractors have to pay something that's called self-employment tax, which is 7.65% of their income. Normally, if you were an employee, your employer would pay those taxes. So this is an additional tax that self-employed people have to pay. So you want to make sure that you get any expenses that are associated with your income and reduce the income by those expenses. Just to recap, I like accounting because of being able to organize all the different pieces of information for people and put it together in a manner that's useful and means something. And I have enjoyed this as a career. I would recommend it as a career to somebody else. You have to be detail oriented and fairly organized, and if you are, it might be something that you would want to look into as a career in the future.